This episode of the Lunch with Chris show is brought to you by my upcoming book, 30 Days to Limitless. You can find out more about it at limitless30.com.
This podcast is certified fresh. Freshmediaworks.com.
Welcome to the Lunch with Chris show, where your host, Chris Daly, talks with movers and shakers from all walks of life to get their opinions on important questions. Each season, there is a new question and new guests. This short, impactful show skips all the fluff and just brings you insightful answers from great guests. And now, doing his part to change the world in a positive way, your host, Chris Daly.
My next guest provides goodie bags for police officers, but he does a whole lot more. This is Chaplain Ron Leonard. All right, everybody join me in welcoming Chaplain Ron Leonard to the show. How are you doing today, Chaplain?
Doing good. Thank you very much.
Oh, you bet. I tell you, I heard about what it is you're doing and was intrigued. If you could, give our listeners the background, how you got into doing what it is you're doing.
Okay. I was had retired military. I'm retired of the Army National Guard, and I had gotten out and was looking for a ministry to get involved in. And then I met a good friend of mine. He's the late commander. He was Deputy Chief Mike Alexander, died unexpectedly and has gone to be with the Lord. But he taught me how to really just reach out to police officers. So I started following him around and started reaching out and started ministering to our police officers. And then in 2012, I started doing what we call the goodie bags, which was putting treats in there and putting the Psalms 91 cards in there and also the Humanizing the Badge, Officer, We Need You. And it's just a simple little card we give them and everything like that, just to let them know that we care. And back in 2012, it's not quite as bad as it is now. As you know, there is just an ongoing war against the police officers. There in the Houston area, Harris County, I know that they've lost about 8 to 9 officers in the last 6 months. So it's been bad for them. Sheriff Ed is a good friend of mine up there, and he said it's just devastating how people are just going out and taking that. There's another town called Shalazar, which is right outside of Dallas. The officers were doing paperwork, and a guy stepped up to the side window and opened up with a shotgun and everything like that. Luckily, he was a bad aim, and both of them lived, and they were able to shoot the suspect. But this is the kind of war these policemen are facing these days.
Yeah, that's horrible. It's defund the police is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Oh yeah. It's you don't even have to have common sense. I've got a 3-year-old Sunday school student that knows better than that. So it's just.
So tell me about the goodie bags. What is in a goodie bag?
We put different treats in the goodie bags. We may put homemade cookies in them. We may put brownies in them, and we wrap them up to make sure that we're dealing with health regulations. And we also put stuff that is wrapped up like cookies and crackers and different things like that. And just a variety of things. It's not any specific thing of what we do. It's just different ones we put in. And then what we do is we give them individually to the officers, and they're able to take that on patrol with them and able to eat it there as they're patrolling.
Nice. And you've mentioned Humanizing the Badge. I've heard about that on Facebook. And could you explain what that is?
Yeah, Humanizing the Badge is an organization that puts out just products for people to give to their police officers a thank you. It's also got a Humanizing the Badge. They got a shirt which is called Humanizing the Badge, and other products that they give out. And we utilize those a lot, especially the cards, just to give to a police officer. And we encourage people, the citizenry, to go out and to be able to hand out those cards to the policemen to simply just say, we care and your lives matter.
Nice. And you also mentioned the Psalms 91 card. What is that?
Psalms 91 card is taken directly from Psalms 91. It's a long psalm, but it basically says, he who dwells in the shelter of the Almighty and in the shadow of the Almighty. And it just talks about being protected by God and letting him be their refuge, their strength, and the opportunity to be able to go to God in any circumstances. And so we give these little cards out from a Psalms 91 that's called Operation Safety. And we're able to give those cards out to people, and they are able to take them. It's a free resource that I've used for years, and these are the kind of cards we got. And she's also got, you saw in the goodie bag, the blue In God We Trust, which is the decal and everything that we put out. And so we're able to put those out too.
Nice. And do you have an organization? Is this just you?
This is just me individually. I actually work real closely with Operation Safety. I have kind of come on board as their volunteer chaplain, and so I work with them just to pass it out and everything like that, and just use my dog when we have the opportunity to do that. So we're just kind of doing it with them and everything like that. Plus, I work with the Go Therefore Ministries, which hands out the Bibles and everything like that. So I cooperate with these two organizations.
Excellent. And you mentioned San Antonio. What about people in other cities? How can they get involved?
They can get involved just by going to websites and everything, and I'll, like I said, be glad to give you all those websites. But they can go to that and they can order these resources for people in their area and be able to, pass them out, as they feel led. And all they have to do is go to the go to the website and request that.
Excellent. And where can people find out more about Chaplain Ron?
Okay, they can basically go and email me personally if they want to, which is firstresponder45@gmail.com. That's firstresponder45 at gmail.com, and I would be glad to direct them to any sites. I'll direct them to my Facebook page and different things like that.
Nice. And I think I found you through Twitter. What is your Twitter handle?
Yes, but I have a Twitter thing too, and I'll be glad to give them that. I sure will.
Okay. Cool. Well, Chaplain, gosh, I want to thank you so much, not only for for being on the show, but for what you're doing and the impact you're having on these officers. Well,
it is, and I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people out there. See, about 95% of all people do respect our police officers. It's just about that 5% that we have to deal with. So
right on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, God bless, and thank you for being on the show.
That's neat.